In April of this year, we had the opportunity to take advantage of a unique exercise in the Italy area, and it was called Sabre Junction, and it was a joint multinational readiness center exercise. And we sent 2 aircraft, 33 personnel, and they were over there for 30 days. And they operated out of Italy and flew airdrops into Germany and into Crete. And as a matter of fact, our air crews were the first crews to ever airdrop over the island of Crete.
There's a team of 34 total civil engineers and FSS personnel that went to Raymond, Maine. The mission is an innovative readiness training project in Raymond, Maine. It is to fix up a Boy Scout camp, and with a side mission of helping out Raymond City's fire department with a few little projects. And while we're there, there's also a team of combat engineers from the Marine Corps, and so for a lot of our personnel, it's the first time they've worked with somebody with a unit from a different military branch.
Well, being a mom and being in the Air National Guard for 22 years, I have learned to balance and have a diverse background, and I love the opportunity to lead people and have young airmen that I can mentor. And I personally have had wonderful mentorship opportunities where it's been a really great opportunity to be in this position.
Well, the Minnesota National Guard has 6 priorities, as we know, and one of those is to diversify the force. Part of diversifying our force is in mentoring our members within and outside our organization. We took the opportunity to not only developing our Air National Guard members, both males and females, but we did it collaboratively with the Minnesota Army National Guard. So as a whole, across the state, we provided a first-of-a-kind officer-enlisted professional development and growth opportunity. Although it was focused on female professional development, it included both our male and female counterparts. We have to learn to work together as a team. There are differences, and I was inspired by the ability to influence and impact all that attended. More than 350 attendees participated in the day-long event.
We launched a new recruiting ambassador program this year as part of a new diversity initiative. It's a program that's all about getting out into the communities, letting people know who we are, why we're here, what we do, and what we can offer them. What I'm really proud of this year is how we've been able to get into dozens of inner city schools. We've hosted many minority community leaders, and we've participated in many citywide events. The program has been incredibly successful because of all the people that have stepped up to volunteer to be part of it, and because of all the support we get from the leadership.
Well, I did 10 years active duty, so bringing that to the Guard side is different, different perspective. But in my civilian job, I also work on cranes and heavy construction equipment, so I have a heavy background, which is kind of a little different from working on airplanes.
Well, Pacific Angel is a Pacific Command directed and funded mission, and the 133rd Airlift Wing is now in its 5th year of participation. The larger mission is a capacity building mission where members of the DoD, and specifically primarily Pacific Command entities, collaborate with the foreign military and government agencies to build capacity through collaboration, so that if and when there is a future, whether it's a conflict or humanitarian assistance, disaster relief requirement, that we can do so more efficiently. Our mission in the 133rd in the Philippines during the summer 2015 was to fly in a remote area of the Philippines in an impoverished area, providing supplies and transporting 150 U.S. and foreign military and civilian members that helped rebuilt 6 schools and provided medical attention to over 7,000 local people in the Philippines. It was one of the most rewarding things I've done in my career, and I think for the entire crew and deployed support personnel, it was great training and certainly great learning.
As a 133rd Airlift Wing family, having events like Family Day that celebrate the family, the little kids, the parents, the aunts and uncles, the neighbors that show up, as well as the military ball. It's really important for people to have a sense of ownership and belonging here at the wing, not just with their member, but also with the whole family. For those out there that are maybe in the middle of their career and they're searching for a way to become a bigger part of the family, I would strongly suggest they join the Focus 5-6 Council, because they're doing awesome things to make this a stronger family and a better culture to work in.
Disney Food Service Excellence Award is about recognizing the top Air National Guard services flight across the Air National Guard. And it is for food service dominance and exceptional service and performance. We're the best of the best, and we put all of our efforts into taking care of our people. It's about the people that made the award, that made the recognition. It wasn't our equipment necessarily. It is about listening to our customers and taking care of their needs. FSS is about caring for airmen.
Well, Vigilant Guard was a natural disaster response exercise. The exercise looked to examine or pursue the relationships between the National Guard and the civilian agencies that would be involved in such an exercise as this. In this case, it's primarily the Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, as well as several law enforcement agencies. So in a nutshell, the Guard and those agencies work together to respond to a significant natural disaster. The air can bring much more to a situation such as this beyond just airplanes. We have a lot of capability that they weren't aware of before this exercise. The exercise itself was a good reminder that in the domestic operations realm, the Guard is not, as most people might believe, we are not the first ones in to this situation. In this case, as in almost all cases, it's the civilian agency's primary role to handle these types of disasters or these types of events, and only if they don't have the capacity or are overwhelmed, that's when the Guard gets called in, and that was the case in this situation. So it was helpful to remind the civilian agencies how that structure worked, and it was helpful to remind us as Guardsmen that we want to be the first ones in all the time, but that may not be our mission, but we are ready to respond when called upon. Ladies and gentlemen of the 133rd Airlift Wing, the preceding video was able to capture but only a few of the many outstanding things you've accomplished over the last year. As I look back on 2015, one thing immediately comes to mind, and that is whether it's home station training or deployments and exercises across the globe, you continuously and consistently have performed with excellence. I'm extremely proud to be part of such an organization. You have definitely left 2015 better than you found it. As we look ahead to 2016, we will continue to build and develop our team, a team that's powered by inclusive, innovative, and resilient airmen, and a team that's ready at a moment's notice to meet the call of our nation and our state.